Alrighty, so before we get into today's building, I'm going to do a few things. Alrighty, so we are on our most recent video analytics, and as you can see, it got quite a lot more attention than I thought it was going to. Usually, I would just make anything because I only get like 10 views per video, but even though 325 views isn't a lot for a channel, usually, for a channel that's been inactive for months and is very small, I'm actually quite impressed, honestly, because it tells me that you care, and it tells me that I am watchable. And if you are aware of what's actually in this snapshot, because I'm pretty darn sure that some of the people were disappointed, I'm going to show you what's in this recent snapshots. In 20W20B, it's really just fixed one bug. It's nothing too major. I'm pretty sure there's more details on that. Um, and 20W20A has a few new features, and I'm just gonna leave it as this right here. And these are some of the changes, some of the technical changes, and some of the new advancements to fit the recent snapshot. And because this update is going to come out, I don't know when. It's going to come out soon, I assume, probably in like May even. um but yeah, in case you were curious, or like you were a little disappointed, I'm sorry, but at least here are the information from the most recent snapshot right now. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, we are going to be building um, today, and as you can see, one sec. As you can see, we have made a few changes. I've decided to add some purple to the build because I thought that purple would look good in this build, and it certainly does. But um, today we're going to be mainly building the interior of this build, maybe some exterior if I feel like this is a little too much, which I assume that it is. Um, but that's what we're going to be doing today, and we might even find a warped forest to start our next project in like the next episode. Um, but the good news is this time this video is different because I just want to say thank you to those 300 people for making it the most viewed video on my channel as of right now. I want to say thank you for proving me wrong that I am worth watching, and that I do get attention sometimes. And this video is in response to the amount of attention that video got. Alrighty, so the first thing is I have filled the walls with crying obsidian in order to get an idea of what the interior is going to be. Um, just start out with crying obsidian and stuff. I'm thinking like doing the same thing as the exterior, except in the interior, kind of making it a lot more livable, as well as do the floor, because having a grass floor doesn't really work in this scenario. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on some of these walls, and I'll see you. Wait a minute, who put this block in my inventory? And that's the last one. Alright, so this is the wall design that I came up with, and I actually quite like it. It's kind of like, it's kind of like the exterior, except it's interior, and I like the mixing of the blocks and materials. So I actually started this part right here. Um, well, I decided to add a blue lantern, and I even came up with the idea of using these nether plants to like lead up to the second floor, and I added these desks. I'm starting to like this. This is really coming together. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing some of the other walls like pretty much the same kind of thing, like the last wall. Like for example, we're gonna make this wall out of let's use some of these bricks and have it be like that. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. Something kind of like this, like we did before. Um, so yeah. Okay, so this wall is done right here, and I decided to add a bunch of desks because desks are good. And in case you are wondering, this I just didn't know what to do with the wall, so I just made this up. It doesn't really make any sense or correlate to anything in particular. Just something I made up using my imagination. Um, so we've got this wall right here to do. We have some of this wall right here, and we've got these walls. And yeah, other than that, we're getting there. Can't wait to see this thing done. Alrighty, so we got some work done here. I just want to show you. There's this room that I have with like a couch and like a lantern right here, and also just something to like make fill the wall, as well as put something like right here to like make like a second floor and stuff. But we're getting there. This room's already complete. This room still needs some work. We don't have much here, as well as this room right here. So let's get going and make those final two walls. Okay, so I'm pretty darn sure that's like all of the interior completed. Now, as you can see in this room, I ran out of ideas, so I just came up with this. I might as well actually add like some staircases right there. This is kind of like to be made as like a center fish tank. I don't even know what to call it. And I came up with a few more ideas. This could be like an eating place where you have like a furnace and stuff. And then I also came up. This is like the living room, and this is this is just one of the rooms. But I decided to change this here to be a bedroom, and lastly, I added a. I can open this trap door. There we go. I added a like balcony, kind of like being able to see the outside of the world. See, look at those builds that I made. Anyways, yeah. Alright, so now that we've done all the walls, now it's time to like, come up with like a floor design. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe we can like start off with like this material right here, and then, you know, occasionally like mix in a lot of other materials. You know what? I actually don't have an idea. I'm just going to place blocks down and see where this is going to go. Alrighty. And that is the last of the floor. So here's what I did for the floor. I kind of like this actually, where I have this polished black stone uh, checker or box, whatever, I don't even know what to call it. And then I mixed in a bunch of carpet everywhere. Every single little place has carpet. And so, yeah, I think this build turned out really well. Although, um, it's like 99% done. There's just a few 1% that I need to do. And so the reason why this is purple is because of the purple glass, and I made this entire like room purple and stuff. And I think it looks cool. Whereas the other rooms are blue, including the bedroom. So yeah, I think this build came out quite well. Um, so yeah, alrighty. So we just have one more thing. This entire wall of crying obsidian is far too much. It's time to mix in some details to make it a little more acceptable. Alrighty, guys. So for the last bit, I basically mixed in some obsidian and made these kind of like strips to, like, you know, give it some more dark shading, because I feel like that the crying obsidian was just too bright. Um, so that way it looks a lot more acceptable. I even did it up here as well. And so that means that we have finished this build. Wow, guys. This really turned out well, and I really enjoyed making this build. Now, I was going to go and find a warped forest in this episode, but instead, I am going to cut it off right there. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm pretty darn sure after the last video that you want to see more building in the snapshots. I will definitely deliver that. And if you really like this video, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.